What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new daily show where we're gonna talk about how Giuntoli is on fire, basically, and doing what is expected, but was maybe more so of a dream this summer because getting 3 deals done actually before the start of the window officially is something we could have only dreamed about, the last couple of seasons. That's what it is. But not only that, we're going to talk about finally a good report on Rabiot's future and why he is moving extremely far away from Juve right now. And a very interesting news part on Rugani, who apparently is close to leaving. Signed a new deal, but that doesn't mean anything right now with Giuntoli. So that's what we're going to talk about. Before we do that, as always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's go. Okay, so first bit of news is obviously Thuram. That's deal number 3. Number 2 will come in a second. But first off, Thuram, because it's a done deal. It's done. Let's say it's 20 million plus bonuses. It's somebody saying 19 plus 3, somebody saying 20 plus 5, 20 plus 2, 20 plus whatever. It's around, let's say it's between 19 and 25 million, bonuses included, bonuses that are easily reachable, difficult reachable, whatever. That's the price. And even if you want to say it's all bonuses included, 25 million for a midfielder who was highly regarded the season before, is going on a cheaper price because he's out of contract, was not willing to sign a deal. The positive news is that everybody's reporting the same thing when it comes to how we got this deal done. Is because he was pushing for the move and told Nice, I want to join Juve, so you need to lower the price. That's what it is. That's why Alfredo Pedula, all these guys are saying the price is this low as well. Yes, the contract situation, but also Thuram was pushing for this move, and that kind of pushed Nice with their backs against the wall, saying, okay, we need to find a solution and we need to be realistic in this case, and that's Thuram, which is a very good pickup. It's a very good pickup because I'm going to talk about Rabiot as well in a second, but actually I'm excited, because I've not seen him play for a season. So I need to go off from what I've read. The season before that, it was exciting. He was good. He can drive the ball. He's decent on the ball. He creates, actually creates chances, period. Like, he actually creates chances. He has those, I'll take 2 steps, but I'm completely gone, because those 2 steps look like 1,000 steps for a normal person. He can drive the ball. He's strong. I'm actually excited. I really am excited to see him play. I think he will play a big part in what Mota wants to do. I think he will play regularly as well. It's a good pickup, young, wages around 2.2 million, so perfectly in line with what the club is trying to do. And yeah, man, I have nothing against a pickup. Again, it can flop, it can not flop. That can be with any player. You can bring in Calafiori and it can be a complete flop. You don't know, So only time will tell, but it's a good pickup because we needed additions. You need to move on McKennie because of the contract situation and just in period. I don't think he's a good footballer, but you need to have pickups. You need to sign starters, obviously, but if you're moving out more than anyone could have imagined, you also need to have a squad. If you were going to keep a lot of these players like Junior and McKennie and Alcaraz for another loan, whatever, then yeah, you didn't need to build a squad. You just needed the first 11. But Giuntoli is selling everybody, like everybody right now. So you also need to build a squad. So it's a good pickup and it got done quickly. So good one. We will go into his stats when he's announced. Douglas Luiz stat video will also come out on Friday, so stay tuned for that. But that's not all, because the third deal, or the second deal, is Di Gregorio. We already knew it was done, but now everybody's confirming it's completely done, and potentially he will have his medicals on Friday. It's 20 million a loan, 1-year loan, whatever, bonuses. It's around 20 million and a contract until 29, also for Thuram. And again, 2 million plus bonuses. Chesney is on 7. Chesney, who is a great goalkeeper in my opinion. The club made a decision. We need to cut costs. We need to think about the long-term future. Malta likes Di Gregorio, and they made that decision on Chesney really quickly. What he was saying, again, these are words, but the fact that he comes out and says, if the club needs my help to find a solution, I'm here to work with them because they gave so much to me. And then you have players who we gave a lot to are actually playing games with the club right now, and they got the armband. And a player like Chesney got passed on for the armband. Not that it has a significant meaning, but it would have a significant more of a significant meaning if he got the armband, because he actually deserved. He's one of those players who actually deserve the armband just purely on how he conducted himself, how he spoke, and actually his performances. Period. That was one of the captains of the team. He didn't get it. I'm not sure if the club is really disrespecting him. I like it. It came out of the blue, but maybe the club told him, "This is what we want to do. We will let you know right now that we're going to sign Di Gregorio, and because of the long-term future, because you didn't really want to renew a short-term deal," which is also fair. And I think at that point, Chesney was like, "Yeah, I want to do my thing long-term. You guys do not, so it doesn't work, and we need to move on." But Di Gregorio is another deal that got done really quickly, and medicals could be taking place on Friday, but we kind of knew that. Now, the interesting news is that it's not done, because the coal miners one kind of not disappeared. Like, everybody was like, it's the main target, but there's no real news. Now, Romeo is saying that now they finalized the Thuram deal. The focus will shift on coal miners, who remains the main target this transfer window. But first, sales are needed to be done. And on sales, I will come in a sec. Coal miners was always the main target. Douglas Luiz, Thuram gonna replace Rabiot potentially. Douglas Luiz an opportunity. Coal miners was a player Mota wants, and it doesn't change when you bring in Douglas Luiz or Thuram. So Coal miners will be the main target. Because he wants a midfielder, and he wants a midfielder like Coal miners. Actually, he wants Coal miners. So that will not be done, but like that will be a player the club will work on. One of the players the club will work on. Again, I like Coal miners. Obviously, 60 million is not the price at all. In terms of, I don't want a club to pay that. The club is not going to pay that as well. I don't think he's worth that money. He's 60 million is leaning towards a player that is kind of unique-ish, and he's not unique-ish. He's just very good at what he does, but he's not a unique-ish to say spend 60 million euros on him. That's not the case. So it's going to be interesting how the club will attack him. I saw reports that they refused an offer of 40 million, which is already a lot of money in my opinion. So I'm not sure how far the club is willing to go to bring in coal miners when 40 million already was declined. Will players come into play? Barenchea was named, Junior was named. All these players are out, so not sure Huijsen is being named, but I will talk about that not potentially being an option in a second. So it's going to be very interesting, because now starts the difficult part for Giuntoli, the hard deals. Coal miners, potentially Calafiori. Now comes the difficult part. But let's see how that will go. Now, on Rabiot, quickly, there's finally some good news, or like good news, like some real news, and maybe potentially good news for you. Because Romano, and not just Romano, a lot of reports are saying that the contract extension with Juve is getting more difficult, which makes a lot of sense, because if you wait for so long to give an answer, it's never a good point. It means the club didn't offer you what you needed. Otherwise, you would have already accepted it before the Euros. So that's what Romano is saying. There's no agreement. Juve believe they made their best proposal at 7 million euro a season, up to Rabiot, who also has offers or is talking with other clubs, leave. That's all I can say. It's ridiculous that we're offering so much money to him. Like, it really is. Because he had one very good season, one decent season, and three, I think, poor average seasons, period. So he's not worth that money. I have nothing against him as a person, as a player. Always conducted himself perfectly. But man, he's not a player I want to pay 7 million euros moving forward. That's not a decision this club should make on Rabiot. Or like, that's not what we should be doing. So I'm okay with Rabiot leaving. I have no issue with that. I wish him the best of luck. He has every right to seek a better contract. Like, that's up to him if he thinks he's worth that. If he thinks he can get that, good for you. Get the bag and enjoy life elsewhere, I guess. But I don't think we all enjoyed Rabiot play. Let's be completely honest. You can say he's functional, whatever. We have eyes, and there are moments in the season where you can see he's not having an impact, but he's playing. And then he pops up with a good moment here and there. But overall, it feels like he never really has an impact, as he should, because he's a very good, like he's talented. But for some reason, it's not really happening. And I think the club is like, okay, 7 with the tax benefits, that's the max. Otherwise, we just need to cut ties and we're just going to move forward for Thuram anyway. But when we move for Thuram, I already said it weeks ago. I was like, this is a sign that the club is like, here you go, Rabiot. It's kind of down for you right here. So let's see how that will go. But the feeling is that Rabiot was moving further and further away from a contract renewal. And now the surprising news, and that's Rugani. And that is, wait, it's surprising and not so surprising. One, it's surprising that he just signed a new deal. Two, it's not surprising because it's Giuntoli. So the news is that he has 3 offers on the table. One from the Saudi league, one from Ajax, and they want us to pay part of the wages, which is already a no-go, say Padula. And then he has an offer from Genoa as well. And that him leaving is actually a very, very, very real possibility, which was sounded insane a month ago, or 2 months ago, basically. But now it kind of makes sense on one front that if an offer comes in from the Saudi League and the club can cash in, the club will cash in. Now, the part that doesn't make sense is that I thought we needed a defender, even if Rugani stayed, just purely based on what we have, so many unknowns for the future, and what we're trying to sell. So if Rugani leaves, does that mean Huijsen is definitely off the table? Does that mean Calafiori is a 100% bank on signing, or does it mean the club knows Calafiori might go to Arsenal? We are just going to poach Kiwior from them. I don't know, but if Rugani leaves, it changes the dynamic again because you don't have a backup. Gatti maybe or Danilo, whoever is going to be the backup. I don't know, but you need center backs. You need center backs. We don't know what Diallo is. Are we sure that where Cambiasso is going to play 100% certain? And again, Calafiori, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? Who knows? Padula spoke about Calafiori saying that 2 months ago, he said, it's Juve, it's Juve, it's Juve. But he also said things can change. And things can change. Calafiori can wake up and be like, I want to play in the Premier League. And if Juve is not offering anything close to what the other clubs are offering to Bologna, I need to be fair and I need to say, okay, this is also a good opportunity for me to go to the Premier League. So things can change. But this is a very weird dynamic with Rugani potentially leaving, the Calafiori thing up in the air, Danilo's contract situation, Bremer's release clause, Diallo unknown. It's actually a hectic thing to think about if you sit back and you think about it. But let's see how that will unfold. I think everything will resolve itself in due time. But it feels like a very weird situation right now because the rumors are not really adding up. It's all over the place, and it feels like, oh, we're gonna sell everybody and not signing anyone. That's not definitely not the case. But let's see what will happen in the next couple of weeks. Things will shock you, things will disappoint you, things will excite you. That's the type of transfer window it's gonna be, and we knew that from day one. We signed the players, but now comes the ugly part where we are gonna sell players, miss out on targets, and get some targets. So let's see how that will go. Hit the like button. And I will see you guys tonight for a live show where we are going to talk about the schedule release that will have, damn it, has been released by now. And we will talk about that during the live. You might call in as well. You can call in. I'll do a call-in show so we can talk about what type of start or end of the season we're going to have in Moto's first season. But that's it for me. I'll see you guys later tonight. Ciao.